What's up, YouTube? This is Radio Station here, and on this edition of Anime Reactions, we're gonna go ahead and react to the first episode of this series called BEASTARS. So let me just go ahead and take a seat. Like this was not something I was sure if I was gonna react to. It was just kind of a whim. I was not. I was on the fence of whether or not I was going to do a reaction to this or not. I see it's a drama, psychological show and slice of life. Unfortunately, okay, Studio Orange is doing this. And Orange has been known for doing Oseki no Kuni, which was cool. Sakuraji Muhai no Bahamut, which is kind of a mixed thing for me. And unfortunately, they're also the same ones that did Black Bullet, which was pretty bad, honestly. But I don't want to mention too much. Let me just take a look at some other stuff before I get a move on. No, there's not really much else to say about this. All I can say is I heard it was all CG. I looked at the PV and I'm just like, I'm not even so sure how to feel about this. But I don't know if it's just like a preview of it, but I'm just gonna try this out. This is in Netflix prison, just like with Carol and Tuesday, which turned out pretty mediocre. That show that went from Cowboy Bebop to just some sort of dumb politics here and there. Y'all know how I hate how I feel about politics. I hate them. And I will continue hating them. Like probably even to the next life, if there is such a thing. But yeah, this is but that's totally different. This is something about. I feel like there's gonna see some drama, some slice of life stuff. The thing that is gonna be is like, is it gonna be enough impression for me to want to react to it? Now I think it could, but there is a space open for this one. I know this came out the other day, but I was doing Assassin's Pride and I dropped. So because of that, there is gonna be a spot there for sure. But there's no guarantees of whether or not if I'm gonna keep this on this one. I'll take a look though. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let's get this thing started. Netflix is going to be like on Rambaz with this, like just on fire with this one. Like, so I gotta try to make sure. I'm gonna try to skip ahead. Like. Because the worst thing I want to do is like have it taken down because of fucking Netflix. Like I really don't want that to happen. So just gonna go ahead and if everything's working all right, pull this up and all right. So I guess this is a good place to start then. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are okay with this. Oh wow. This better not be this better not be one of the bad subs, the ones where it just look silly. Or I hope I don't get I hope I didn't get the wrong sub here, but anyways, let's just get this started. If I get bad subs or whatever. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh wow, yep, this is all CG. How to catch a rabbit. Well, it's a full moon, so there's bound to be shit happening. Oh wow, well. I mean, it's not the one that did that was Polygon Pictures. I heard Knights of Sidonia might be this sort of 3D2, and it was still really well received. I might try to watch that, but I don't know. Oh Jesus! If only I can get it on some sort of ready to play playlist or some shit. It'd be nice right now. I honestly don't know how to feel about the show, to be honest. I don't have a problem with some objects or enemies being animated. I have a problem when whole characters are. Oh, so it's a wolf that's trying to hide his inner instinct, that's trying to suppress his inner self from eating other fellow animals. Okay. Um, I guess the discrimination is real, but I gotta really think about how fucking difficult it has to be for these guys to live. Wait, wasn't Ingress was kind of like had it was 3D animated too, like everything, literally. And this happens, huh? So they're already kind of halfway through into a plot or a story right now. Hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to think someone listening. It's always that one. Well, let's tag on Thriller. Because it is Thriller, Thriller night. And no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's Thriller. Sorry. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Ah, Sarah, Kayla, Thriller. Sorry. I cannot resist, man. It's just gonna be half of me just making Thriller references all day, as much as I can remember. Half of me trying to register this, half of me trying to make those bad jokes or puns or references, whatever. I mean, if I do end up wanting to continue, carnivores versus herbivores. This is a well. Everything being said, this is an interesting setup because the discrimination between herbivores and carnivores, like just sets up just sets up a lot of complications. Like I can totally see this go political. Dun dun. Scissors do can be a murder weapon, so so he was stalking her because not for prey, but because he wanted to confess to her. So he's that kind of character, huh? Just like in the guy from Torodora. Yeah, yeah. I don't blame him. So this guy is like the fucking pretty boy of the damn damn school. Oh boy, the popular pretty boy, and then the little, you know, the social outcast. Hmm. So far, I actually don't see anything particularly bad with the CG, but it's not something I. It's not something that really can find anything to have complaints about. Although, because I'm not even sure how well 2D would work in this sort of setup. I mean, I think it would work. It would still work out well, but I actually don't think 2D animation would have been a whole lot better. I mean, considering, well, this is the same studio that did Hoseki no Kuni, so there's kind of that to consider. Yeah, they're fucking assholes there. Is it by the same crew that did the 3D animation for Seki no Kuni? Land Illustrious alternate name for that? Wait, so Herbivore is supposed to be smarter, so she ends up being alone, huh? What is your problem? Well, no one wanted. Well, no one wanted her to wanted to leave a seat. What is her problem, man? I hate these kind of people. They should all fucking die. I'm sorry, guys. Like I see no worth in people with an attitude like that. Huh? So there is 2D animation there. Mm. So this is what it is behind the scenes. He was called in. Uh, wow. Well, yeah, twist that dagger into that wound. You assumed he's rich? Well, if he knew this guy already, then yeah. This is a society where the tendencies of carnivores and herbivores are kind of been used against them depending on the kind of personalities uh, involved. It's interesting, honestly. I mean, that's a usual thing, alright? Oh, and then this now it's this scene, huh? I wonder where the teachers are. I wonder who the teachers are in this case. Yeah, his ears are very sensitive. Huh? Oh, well, you better not fucking tell me it's like something from the damn fountain that's making him. Oh, well, this can't be good. And we're back to this part again. Hmm. Interesting. The full moon chooses the animals that shine under its light. Interesting. Oh. For such a really sort of like laid back but sort of fucked up sort of tone. This is a rather weird sort of OP to kind of play. Well, I don't know. Is it OP or the ending? This is pretty nice, whatever theme music though. Like, even if I don't know which one, if it's going to be played after that. Well then, that's an interesting first episode. What do I have to say about this show? I do sorry if my eyes are kind of reddish and all. I don't know. My eyes have been, sort of hurting all day. I mean, I kind of actually woke up with that, and I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's some sort of irritating. I mean, there is. I mean, I would mention. I think West to why I think this is the case today because of some sort of uh, happening in my area, but I'm not gonna go on that because it's kind of a personal thing. But this the CG is actually good. I did not. I was afraid of like inconsistencies here and there, but it was surprisingly good. Well, okay, not actually surprising, but it's just so good because well, this is the same damn studio that did Poseki no Kuni. I've said that a couple of times already, and I'm not so sure if it's the same set of anime of CG of the same CG staff. But if at least composites of something of some of them, at least some of them, like the vets, then that says a lot. Well, I don't know how many of them are the vets though. That's something. I realize after watching Shirobako, I'm being a little bit more attentive to that. But I don't know I need to see who's the writer for this the writer for this show, the original creator. Um, this is the first for this guy, Paru Ikiagaki. So I don't know what he's gonna go, what he's going to go with. Like I'm not so sure how it is, but Eureka is okay. Eureka is the one. Nao Otsu's character design. He did Monster Strike. Well, yeah, this is kind of a rookie place for him. Well, he's a chief animation director as well, but this is weird. This is kind of interesting. I don't buy that we only have two characters listed here. I don't know what the hell is. Legoshi. There was Legoshi, then Luis. We really know the guy. Legoshi is the one. He reminds me of the guy from Toradora. Hold on a sec. Let me just pull this guy up. The guy. I found him very interesting. Like Ryuji. Yeah. He's a really cool. He's a really interesting person because the way he kind of formed this, the way he looks intimidating and all, but and then but then he runs into Taiga, though, who is also pretty intimidating, but she also has a soft side to her, and the way they just kind of reciprocate here, it was a really nice rom-com show. I really recommend it, even though it's by JC Staff, who has been known for their ridiculousness with cutting budgets with animations and all. That was a particularly bright spot for them. So yeah, he menacing appearance, but a gentle heart. And most of his life, he's been an object of fear and hatred. And then there's a whole thing where he falls victim to his own feral instincts, which sets up a lot of complications. I mean, this is a world this is a universe, not just a world, a universe where anthropomorphic animals are normality, and I don't even see humans, so don't expect. Well, that would make no sense if a human popped up all of a sudden. herbivores and carnivores coexist with each other, and then the school life is filled with hope, romance, stress, and uneasiness because carnivores, herbivores, not supposed to go together and all. But then again, we've seen some real life sort of miracles. There's the lion befriending a deer and all, but that's a one-off thing. Um, but like this guy is probably just gonna go through one of those psychological character developments where he has to really just kind of look into himself and how involved he gets, how he starts to befriend people, how the interactions come. There's going to be hurdles on the way, the adversities and all, and it is something that I think is going to be interesting to watch, and it matters with the other characters too. The whole thing with the discrimination between carnivores and herbivores is going to be a pain in the ass, for sure, though, depending on how it's handled. I don't know how well they're gonna handle that part. I hope it doesn't need. I mean, I hope it doesn't need to set up some sort of bad looking soap opera. That would be something I'd rather not have. And it could and this could actually be the play like how it starts to change the students that the people that are involved that he interacts with, and it might change how the school might by the end of this how they start going about with things regarding coexistence and all. So we kind of got our cast of characters already. It's pretty it's pretty norm. Well, I'm not gonna say normal. It's pretty it's not it's pretty typical sort of cast. There's like actually it's not really tight. Like there's like the rabbit who is kind of like who also has that sort of a sort of different similar kind of setup with assuming how she is, but she's really not per se helpless, but she's just kind of frowned out upon because she gets the luxury because everyone gets to say I need to protect her and all that, and that kind of that kind of explains why that those particular bullying students who need to fuck off, that why they treated her like that. I mean that so there's kind of a little bit of a little bit of a connection of realism there. Well, there are deeper issues with that can come bullying too, but bullying or discrimination can come from the most ridiculous of reasons and sparks. And whatever the case, I mean, that's why we need to be extra careful when we say or do things around people that may or may not offend them. And I've been there where I've said something like, but here's it. And on a little personal level, and I'd rather not bring this up, I cannot understand my sister sometimes, and because like she doesn't, but I don't feel like the need to because she doesn't try to understand my point, and just like I'm just not gonna lie, she is one of those. She has a really pompous attitude, like a really superiority complex. She feels like she's daddy's little girl. Yeah, like literally, that's how my little sister is, or younger sister. But it's a problem. Like as of recently, it was to a point where it's like she's asking a very rhetorical question. Like she doesn't think it's rhetorical, but I think she should have already realized like I wasn't going to answer her. I was not going to give a good answer for her, and I tried to, but I ended up bubbling stuff, and then she just has to say, "Oh, you're a fucking burden," like blah 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 blah, like all the insulting things, and then she has to really twist it like we are not trying to put you at fault. You like yeah, how after what you like in my I would have been like if I wanted to be extra mean, I would be like yeah, like after what you fucking said like a few hours ago, yeah. I didn't want to go. I held back. I did not like. I found no reason to really just get about because frankly, like mom and dad's just gonna protect her. Like I am just I'm going to be the loser of that sort of thing, regardless. And I can and to a point, and this is where I can sort of relate to Regoshi, because regardless of what he's going to wants to do on his own sort of decisions, there's going to be a consequence on that. People are just gonna try to try to make him doubt his stuff, or try to criticize him about it, or try to like berate him about it, in one way or another. I find this so so far from the first episode pretty interesting. For this, I'm not sure. Like, I do think I'm going to keep reacting to this. It depends on how engaged I'm going to be, because for the good parts, the CG is not a problem. Surprisingly enough, and not surprisingly enough, because studio did Forsaken no Kuri, mentioned that before. The bad, but not the on the flip side, I could get really disengaged if the plot feels like it starts to lull, or a particular episode gets boring, or we introduce a character that doesn't feel relevant to the plot at any point in time, and we just kind of spend 1 or 2 episodes on that particular character, and they don't feel anything that really ties into the show, or the theme of it, at least. I mean, that would be a problem if I going forward with this for my reactions. I mean, it is all. I mean, but I do think I'm going to be continuing this, because Assassin's Pride is off the list after just 1 episode. So I'm sorry if this came up late. So I'm just gonna put it down. Make sure it's gonna be on Wednesday. On Thursdays now, because it's Fridays and all that. Sorry. Anyways, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, it's an interesting sort of setup. It's kind of sad that that it's under Netflix jail, and the fact that not a lot of people, unless if you are willing to go to free anime websites like I do, don't have much access to it. Well, of course, those anime websites are not always available internet, like worldwide, because I have to think of internet licensing reasons or whatever from country to country. I don't know the details on that, but yeah, it's a really interesting episode. I will go forward with this. I do think I need a better logo, but I will try to ask Miles if he can do that. But yeah, so that will do it for this reaction. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to subscribe and get notifications and support me as well, hit that bell, hit that subscribe and the bell icon below. Also check out the links in the description of this video for links to the other social media platforms I use, which include Twitter, my Discord server, my Patreon page. You can also check out the other channels on YouTube that I support. You can also try to support me financially. There's a PayPal email that'll be in the description as well. I mean, if you're really interested in it, until I can get my fucking monetization back, it would really help. I actually really need a lot of quite a bit of money for this month. I mean, just letting you know, guys. But that'll do it for this decision of anime reaction. So until then, guys, see you next time.